I'm complicated when it comes to Star Wars material. As a big fan, I am both very difficult to please, but also surprisingly easy to please. And I think this really came through with my opinion on Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. So I will get into maybe minor spoiler territory here, but these are also just my initial thoughts since I just saw the movie once and I will still be seeing it again tonight. So to start off, I just want to say that the Star Wars series, in terms of just the main movies, they're never particularly deep. You know, like they're action films. They're like superhero movies, basically. They're enjoyable. They're a popcorn flick, but you know they're not like a huge form of art. They're not like Oscar worthy, anything like that, in my opinion. But and you know, so I was also thinking about this, and when rating Star Wars movies, you kind of have to rate them between themselves. You can't really compare them to other movies. So, with that said, this, in my opinion, is probably about my fifth favorite Star Wars movie. It's probably up there in the top five at least. And that's kind of saying something, you know. It's definitely, I think it beats out all the prequels, and it beats out The Force Awakens for me. But like it was a really good movie. I feel like it did a good job for Disney to end out the Skywalker saga. There were a few unexpected things, and I feel like they did it really well. And as predictable as the entire movie was, I would say that what happened, how they dealt with those predictable moments was good. And, you know, personally, I would have preferred it end differently because it kind of has that nice, easy Star Wars Disney ending. And I just want something a bit different. I would have kind of preferred that they make it a little darker, a little less happy. But that's just me. And maybe I'm weird like that. And so, like, you do get to see, here we come with spoilers. But, so you're warned. They bring back Emperor Palpatine, obviously, and they make the reveal that Rey is Emperor Palpatine's granddaughter. And she obviously ends up defeating him, which that was kind of I wish they had kind of done something a little different to set up a really interesting new saga, supposedly, because I think that would have worked very well. But also, like, you know, they ended it, and she just didn't really embrace the Palpatine name. And I think that, you know, she should have chosen to make it known that, you know, sure, that's my birth, that's where I come from, and I have these powers, and I have this birthright, but that doesn't make me anything like the Emperor. You know, and I think that would be a strong message. And, you know, I had this conversation with a friend just after seeing it, that, you know, well, if you were Hitler's grandchild, wouldn't you want to change your name? Because that would be terrible. It's like, yeah, but what if you were Hitler's grandchild, but you also stopped Hitler? I mean, wouldn't you think that there would be something to that? Like, you can prove that you can change the name, that there's more to it. So that was an issue that I had with it, but it wasn't a glaring one, and it wasn't necessarily bad. It's just something that I would have done differently. In terms of how the movie plays out, I think it pushes through a bit quick, especially at the beginning. It kind of slows down for a little bit, and I understand why, because, you know, they need to wrap everything up and kind of really tell a story as well. But to me, it felt a bit rushed, and it's actually not that long of a movie. It's, I think, about 2 hours, as best as I could tell. I haven't actually looked that up. I probably should have. But yeah, it's about 2 hours. They put a lot in there, so again, some things definitely felt kind of rushed. Some of it felt unnecessary, but not much. And again, there was some character building that could have been done that just wasn't. So overall, though, again, it's not a super deep movie. Star Wars movies aren't traditionally, so I think it was good. I think it was a good way to end the Skywalker saga, and I don't really know. I'm not up to date on my news with all this, but I assume they're going to be moving forward with additional sagas and trilogies but I don't know for sure, and I'm excited to see where they go with that, because I think again, I wish they had kind of left it open a little more, but yeah. So that's where I stand. I kind of would rate it probably as a 7 out of 10. I usually don't do ratings, but it was good. It wasn't great, but I think it was definitely fun, and there were some really awesome moments in the movie. So yeah, that's my quick initial thoughts of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, and yeah, I hope you guys see it. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, just let me know what you think. See you next time.